Remember when we said we'd stay together now until forever? Just us, just us.
What's up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jessica Hickson, and I spent 5 years working my way up to the top of an MLM before realizing they're just not all that they're cracked up to be. My goal with this channel is to rescue some Huns, to prevent some from becoming Huns, and to also give those a voice who have left the Hun bot industry like myself.
It's what you do, making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can...
Today's small business shout out goes to Alyssa from Belly Laugh Baby. Alyssa's focus is on making handmade baby goods that are high quality and CPSC compliant. She's worked incredibly hard doing extensive research about compliance and making sure that safety is her top priority with everything that she does. She's proud to say that all of her products meet the safety requirements of the Consumer Product Safety Commission. She's especially proud of her pacifier clips and teethers because they had to be sent to a lab to go through rigorous small parts testing and both passed. And can we just talk about how absolutely adorable these bunny teethers are? And I think it's so cool that she has all these different bundles that you can do or buy as a pack. She also has baby blankets that match the teethers and the pacifier clips. I just love Alyssa's brand altogether. So if you're looking to support a small business, especially around the holidays, then definitely go check out Belly Laugh Baby. I will leave all of her links in the description below. Today's member shout out goes to Allison Tucker. Thank you so much, Allison, for all of your support. If you would like to become a channel member and receive access to some exclusive perks, don't forget to click the join button down below. I also have it linked in all of my videos. That's all the shout outs I have for today, so let's get on with the video. Okay, you guys, so today's video started off as one thing and ended up as something totally different, which I feel like that happens with a lot of my videos, but I've been wanting to do a deep dive on the mental health MLM, the one that claims that they can cure your mental health issues and all of these different medical claims that are just totally off the wall. And if you guys don't remember, I did a video on this one because I had a distributor contact me as an influencer and ask me to review her product and make a post thanking her for sending me the product, right? Anyways, I entertained it because I wanted to see if she was gonna try to pull a fast one on me. And she did. After telling me that it costs nothing and she just needs an honest review and how it cured her son's autoimmune disease. I'll give you guys a refresher here, but basically what she ended up doing is saying that she was gonna sign me up with a recurring shipment that I had to cancel by a certain date or else I was gonna continue being charged, which she told me up front it cost absolutely nothing, but then she wanted me to pay for it and then reimburse me. Anyways, I'll go ahead and roll the clip so you guys remember what video I'm talking about.
Reviews back on what they think. I want honest reviews. And then they're just doing me a favor and they're just shouting me out on a Facebook post, just letting their network know that they had tried a product for me and that they loved it, or just even thanking me for sharing it with them. Oh, and I don't know if I mentioned this to you in my message or not, I forget, but there would be no fee for you at all. Like, you would literally be trying this for free for 30 days. So I just wanted you to know there's no catch. There's nothing where I expect you to order. It literally, you are just a tester and an influencer shouting me out. Okay. Now you would have to purchase it through, like, you would set up an account and purchase it as a customer, and then I would turn around and refund you 100% for the product. Like, you wouldn't pay anything out of your pocket. I would refund you through PayPal. There's no strings attached, meaning like I'm not expecting you to continue ordering. So what will happen is I'll send you a shopping cart. You'll go on and you will order the product and it will automatically put you on an auto ship for late August. And that auto ship has to stay in place until commissions roll out so that it qualifies for that $500 back.
So super shady from the start, but I wanted to do a deep dive on it because I was really intrigued by the things that she was saying and how she was getting away with saying those things. And also I was really intrigued by her way of recruiting or her way of signing up customers, because clearly I wasn't going to be a real honest paying customer, but she needed to use my customer account as a way to earn her bonuses. So that's why she told me that I had to stay active for a certain period of time and then I had to remember to shut off my auto shipment. I had never agreed to sign up as a customer. I was entertaining the thought of her sending me free product to review, but of course she twisted it, not knowing that I clearly run a YouTube channel dedicated to exposing the things that they do behind the scenes. So thank you for the content. So today we're gonna do a little deep dive on the company Amare Global, which they pride themselves on mental wellness. I'm probably not going to pronounce these names correctly, but just bear with me here. So in order to fully understand the company as a whole, we need to understand the people behind it. So first of all, the founder's name is Heap Tran. Like I said, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but based on Tran's LinkedIn profile, he was the co-founder of a company called Meritus Payment Solutions. That company was then acquired by Optimus Payments in 2014. He then became the CEO of Payment Processing, which was formerly Optimal Payments. I'm not sure why it had so many names within a short period of time. I can make my assumptions, but I'm not here to do that. Anyways, he resigned from that company in 2016, which happens to be the same year that he founded Amare Global. Like I said, Tran is the founder, but the CEO is actually a guy named Jared Turner. Jared Turner was an international attorney until 2012 when he left his job being an international attorney for whoever he was at that point to go to Young Living and oversee the sales internationally within Young Living. If you're not familiar with Young Living, it's another MLM. It's an essential oils MLM. 8 months into his journey with Young Living, he was promoted to the Chief Sales Officer. 1 year later, he was promoted again to the Chief Sales and Marketing Officer. And then by 2018, he was the President and COO, the Chief Operating Officer for Young Living Essential Oils. September of 2021, so just last month, he actually became the CEO of Amare, so it's very, very recent. After researching everywhere, it's not completely clear why he left Young Living. However, I'm gonna give you guys some insight into what was going on behind the scenes that may or may not have made that decision easier for him. So this post is actually from a business page run by a distributor of Young Living. So she basically gave her little snippet of her idea of why he left and, you know, he's so inspirational, blah, blah, blah. And then she also copied and pasted his post underneath and said, like, here's his post or here's what he had to say about it. First, let me point out something about what she had to say about it that was kind of a red flag for me. She says, change is uncomfortable. Yes, change happens a lot within network marketing companies. In the last 6 3/4 years I've been with Young Living, we've had 3 different COOs. It is the nature of this business. The fact that you've been in less than 7 years and you've had 3 different COOs, I feel like that's not something to be normalized. It's kind of a red flag that a company has to change out like who's calling the shots so often. But anyways, let's get on to what he had to say about it. And here I am forgetting to change the angle of my camera so that I can put stuff up here. So if I cut off half my face for the first like 5 minutes of this video, you know why. So he basically sums up his reason for leaving being that he wants more time with his family. So he says, I've come to a point in my life where I feel it's time to dedicate more time to myself, my family, and to pursue some of my personal passions more wholeheartedly. I find this interesting and very hard to believe, mainly because you don't want more time with your family stepping down from one MLM to being the CEO of another MLM, right? But I wanted to look more into why he left because I wasn't buying that. So I did some digging to figure out maybe if something was going on within the company, if there was some drama, some tea, what have you. Turns out I found a lawsuit against them, many actually. So I have here some court documents that were filed on April 12th of 2019. The post about him leaving the company was August of 2020. So I feel like there might be a little bit of a connection there. It's surely not coincidence, in my opinion. So this one is a class action complaint, meaning that more than one person, a group of people have collectively come together against the company. And the document states, Young Living operates an illegal pyramid scheme created under the guise of selling essential oils. In truth, Young Living is nothing more than a cult-like organization falsely peddling the ever-elusive promise of financial success and an alternative lifestyle. Giulio Sanasi and hundreds of others who are part of the class action lawsuit paid and lost hundreds hundreds, and in some cases thousands of dollars to become Young Living's Essential Rewards enrollees, based upon the promise of financial health and physical health, all through its brand of essential oils. Based on Young Living's own public disclosures, 94% of total members earn an average of $1 per month in sales commission, and more than half of those who joined in 2016 alone made no commissions at all. Worse still, these same members were nevertheless required to spend hundreds of dollars on Young Living products to remain active members. As such, the average loss per member in 2016 was approximately $1,175. At bottom, the only way to make any money through Young Living is to get paid for recruiting new members and building a downline, which is a telltale characteristic of an unlawful pyramid scheme. You go, Julie. I've looked everywhere and I can't find an outcome of that case, but I do know that it was transferred to a different state's court. After it was transferred to a different state, I don't know if then it went into arbitration or what happened, but I can't find an outcome of that lawsuit. If you guys know, comment it down below because I'm curious what happened there. I did want to touch on really quick though, some of the things that went on behind the scenes of the founder of Young Living. He is no longer alive at this point, but I do know that he was friends and worked very closely with the guy who is now the CEO of Amare. So just to give you an idea of the type of people that this dude was hanging around, let's just read. In 2014, the company received a warning letter from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration in which the agency accused Young Living of promoting some of its essential oil products as unapproved new drugs for the treatment of all kinds of diseases, including Ebola, Parkinson's disease, autism, diabetes, hypertension, cancer, MS, and dementia. This was interesting to me considering the girl who was trying to pull a fast one on me with the Amare company. She was claiming that it cured her son's autoimmune disease. So moving on, it says in 2017, Young Living reportedly paid $760,000 after pleading guilty to the illegal trafficking of rosewood and spikenard oil in violation of the Lacey Act and Endangered Species Act. Okay, moving on. In 2018, the company was ordered to pay $1.8 million in a lawsuit against a competitor that the judge determined was filed by Young Living in bad faith. So they had sued doTERRA, and then obviously the judge was like, nah, you're just doing this for, I don't know what the reason the judge said it was for, but made then Young Living pay doTERRA $1.8 million. And again, Young Living is not a stranger to class actions either. The company was named as the defendant in another proposed class action lawsuit filed in April 2019 over similar allegations, which is the one we just talked about. The case further alleges that company founder Gary Young has also been the subject of some controversy, noting that he was prosecuted for practicing medicine without a license and once ran a now shuttered Young Living research clinic in Utah where he allegedly employed a quack physician convicted of manslaughter. I'm sorry, what? Not mentioned in the complaint are allegations that Young ran another clinic in Tijuana, Mexico, where an undercover reporter was told he was suffering from cancer after he submitted fake blood samples taken from a healthy 7-year-old 20-pound tabby cat and a chicken. So this dude was diagnosing people with cancer, but this person submitted fake blood. Anyways, this video isn't about Young Living, but take with that info what you will. A lawsuit against Young Living, which included him in the lawsuit, was filed in April of 2019, and he resigned in 2020, so that's suspicious. Anywho, let's talk a little bit about the history of the company. So the history of the company, basically this Heap Tran guy dropped out of medical school, joined all these financial companies and became co-founders and founders of those, and then decided to start caring about his health. And so he decided to start this Amare Global company. He had no experience with MLMs before, but he did have experience with money and making money and how those things work, right? So he claims that in 2016 he started Amare because he just started becoming so passionate about his own health journey that he wanted to share it with everyone else. Their big claim to fame hook line is the gut-brain axis. So they offer different mental wellness supplements that are targeted toward the health of the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is essentially the pathway from your gut to your brain. So the pathway that tells your brain how to feel mentally and physically.
It's a holistic approach to helping people with their health, and they target gut health, mental health, and the vagus nerve, which is the communication between the gut and the brain. Like your gut and your brain communicate through the vagus nerve.
So their idea is if they can heal the vagus nerve, it will heal your mental health and apparently heal all of these other diseases that these people are claiming that it heals, right? So they have roughly 20 overpriced supplements ranging from like probiotics to energy support to heart nutrition, mood enhancers, sleep, and they even have kids supplements, you guys. Most of their products are named Menta and then something. So like mental something. I assume that's in an effort to connect the brain to whatever issue it is that they're trying to help. Whenever you try to make mental health and MLMs coexist, I think you're gonna start running into a lot of problems. I've said it once, I've said it again, that I have zero respect for these people starting an MLM where they know that their distributors are going to be their number one customers and capitalizing on the fact that they are creating mental health, mental wellness issues within these people who are their biggest customers. Because we know MLMs have virtually no positive effect on people's mental health. So the fact that they're associated, MLMs in general are associated with diminishing people's mental health, and then they create an MLM that capitalizes on that while creating that same problem is disgusting to me. And not only that, but then they're also claiming that it heals these like horrible diseases, which is what Young Living got sued for, mind you. So like, can this company be next or what? Speaking of false health claims, let me introduce you to a man named Shawn Talbott. Shawn is a chemist who is now Amare's chief science officer. You may recognize his name from the 2005 Cortislim and Cortistress scandal. The FTC actually sued Shawn along with two other defendants for making false or unsubstantiated product claims and using deceptively formatted infomercials in pitching the dietary supplements. In the settlement, none of the defendants actually admitted to legal liability. However, this is what they settled on. First, Talbott lost his job as a professor at the University of Utah, then agreed to pay the FTC $225,000 cash, plus $350,000 from a home in Cape Cod, Massachusetts, plus $39,000 from a timeshare he sold in Hawaii, plus $500,000 from a property in Lisbon, Ohio. I mean, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't just willingly give up over $1 million to the FTC if I wasn't guilty of something. You know what I'm saying? And this is the guy they have in charge of researching and finding evidence to back their products, while also making a plethora of health claims that are extremely unrealistic. Well, their distributors are. I don't know what Shawn's doing, but I know for damn sure that a bunch of the distributors are making many unrealistic mental health claims, or health claims in general, not even just mental health. They're claiming that it cures autoimmune diseases.
I actually reversed my son's 2 autoimmune diseases and my daughter's severe digestive issues, and I healed from adrenal fatigue and anxiety.
He's just like, what? No, sorry, it doesn't. All right, let's now dive into the actual business structure itself, the compensation plan, stuff like that. Let me preface this by saying that the compensation plan, as always, is extremely hard to understand, but we're gonna try. So first things first, it's $69.95 to join as a distributor with Amare Global. So we'll first start with the Heart Start program. So it says the Heart Start bonuses are generous bonuses designed to help you earn income quickly. So basically you get an extra bonus within the customer or partner's first 60 days. The first upline gets 20%, second upline gets 10%, third upline gets 5%. So bonuses for the enroller and the enroller's upline quite possibly maybe might be an incentive to recruit. I don't know, just my opinion. So the next thing listed on here is a me and 3 bonus. It sounds pretty similar to the one I covered about It Works in one of my previous videos, but It Works was 4 and 1. Theirs is 3 and me. So let's figure out what that is. Step 1, pay for your own products. You earn a $135 bonus when you personally enroll 3 people who purchase on Subscribe and Save with at least 100 PV that month. So pay for your own products. It leads me to believe that there's a monthly auto shipment or like a certain amount that you have to personally have each month. However, I looked everywhere and I could not find it listed whether or not there was a monthly auto ship required. So I can't speak on whether or not that is 100% true, but that's what it leads me to believe. Step 2, you'll earn an additional $250 bonus when you have 3 people on your team that earn their own me and 3 bonus. So I'm gonna do another little illustration and help you guys understand what this would look like. I'm gonna need to get like some poster board or something in here. Maybe one of those like smart screens, like Samsung smart screens or whatever. That would be cool. Except I'm broke as a joke, so joke's on me. Anyways, so this is what it would look like. So to start, this is what it would look like. You would get 3 customers who have 100 PV. I'm not sure how their PV matches up with dollar amount, like with It Works. It's supposed to be 1-to-1 ratio. However, recently they've switched it and you don't get as much credit for the amount of dollars that you've sold. Anyways, 100 PV, but they must be subscribed. So they must have their like monthly auto shipment. When you do that, you get $135. Then to earn the $250, so then to get the $250 bonus, you have to do this. And all these customers have to also be subscribed and at least 100 PV. So you need to have, here's you need to have your 3 distributors, and then your 3 distributors each need to have 3 qualified customers who are signed up to subscribe and save. And then you get $250. To me, that seems like a lot of work for a little bit of money. I don't know. Then moving on to the unilevel bonus, it says earn the largest % of commissions as you build a healthy and deep organization. I wonder how you build a deep organization. By recruiting? Maybe. Moving down to revenue bonus pools, rewards mentors, leaders, servant leaders based on total commissions volume, number of shares. I don't know, some more BS that encourages people to build a downline. And then the go forward infinity bonus, basically more additional bonuses for the top rank, thus incentivizing recruitment because that's the only way that you're gonna make money. I don't know, you guys, I said I was gonna try to understand it, but they just have way too much that goes into this. And as we know, they make these things complicated for a reason because they don't want people digging to find out if it's really possible to make money or not, because no one can wrap their head around the stinking compensation plan to begin with. So they don't even know what to look for. But here's the weird part. I decided to do some digging on the culture of the company. I wanted to be able to cover like what their vibe is. You know, every company has a vibe where I feel like It Works' vibe is like a quick fix and this lavish lifestyle and what have you, right? So I kind of picked up on some of the vibes that I was seeing throughout these people's pages, and I saw a lot of like natural wellness, of course, a lot of like mental health advocates. Just so happens that their sole source of income happens to be a mental wellness company, so they kind of have to be mental health advocates, but they're not really mental health advocates because they wouldn't be pushing these products on people with mental health issues, but for another day. A lot of talk about freedom and rights and like putting natural things in your body and flushing out toxins, and also a lot of talk about financial wellness and how financial wellness ties into your overall being and your overall wellness of yourself. A lot of being relatable. So people talking about their mental state when, for instance, they just had a baby, or their mental state before they joined the company and then what happened after. A lot of medical claims that don't even have to do with mental health, that have to do with so many different other health claims, you guys. Also, there's a lot of targeting moms among all these women's pages. And I feel like I know why, because it's specifically targeting like new moms or moms who have lost themselves. And I think that they know that women struggle postpartum. A lot of women struggle postpartum, and so they're trying to capitalize on that. But the biggest part of this entire thing that just totally rubbed me wrong. So when I was digging on Instagram, so I found a bunch of posts on Facebook from like actual reps of the company and whatever, and I saw the health claims they're making and everything like that. I go over to Instagram and I start searching hashtags that have to do with the company, and I start seeing posts of the products and whatever, and I start noticing they all have something in common, and I'm like, this is weird. The one thing they all had in common was that none of them were actual distributors. None of them were a part of the company. So me being me, I reached out to them because I know that girl reached out to me and tried to pull a fast one on me, but these people who have never been in an MLM, they don't know what to look for. So I was curious if this was the actual company that was paying these people to promote their products, because one, I think that's wrong if they're requiring their distributors to pay to promote their products every month in order to get paid, but then they are paying influencers to post about their products. I think that's so wrong. And if I was a distributor for any company and they were doing that, I would be absolutely livid. So if you happen to be a distributor with any type of company who is paying other influencers to promote the products, I would be livid. That's a huge red flag for me. But I reached out to these people just to see what the situation was, how they came about it, how the experience went. So I reached out to a few of them and I just said, hey, I know you don't know me, but I have a question. I'm working on a YouTube video about Amare Global after nearly being scammed by them. I came across your page while researching for the video and it doesn't appear that you're a part of the company, but I saw you did make a post about it. Would you mind answering a few questions for me? I would keep your name confidential and understand if you're unwilling. This first girl said, I do not want to work with them if they're scamming people. Do you have more info on this? I do not work for the company, but got connected through Apex Drop. Would love more details. So Apex Drop is a program or like a website, an app or whatever that connects influencers to brands. So it finds brand deals for influencers and kind of like matches them, and influencers can then apply for that brand deal or vice versa. This particular person has over 106,000 followers on Instagram. So another girl said, hey, oh wow, I'm sorry to hear about that. They reached out to me and sent me some of their products and that was pretty much it. Yeah, you can ask me anything. I'm heading to bed, so I'll answer tomorrow, okay? Next girl says, hey, thanks for reaching out. I'm sorry you were scammed by them. I enjoy the products we use and support my friend who works for them, so I'm not sure I'm comfortable answering any questions. I'm sorry, which is totally fine. Another one said, really? Oh my God, what happened? Yeah, I've gotten some of their products to review. If I can help in any way, let me know. So I then just kind of explained the video that I made about it in very small details. Basically, just told them the gist of the story and asked them if it was a distributor that reached out to them or if it was the actual company. I wanted to find out if it was the company that was being scammy and teaching people to reach out to people and enroll customers in this scammy kind of unethical way. And also seeking people out on this app, or if it was like distributors who were doing it on their own, or if it was distributors who were putting their ads on these websites where they can be connected with influencers in an effort to hopefully let influencers see that people are buying the product so that they join as a distributor or whatever. So I wanted to just see who was reaching out to these people or how they were being connected. So the first girl, who has over 100,000 followers, says, crazy, it has to be the actual company. I assume like it didn't make us sign up for anything at all. She sent me the screenshot of like the agreement. And then She said, I haven't had anything shady happen from the company yet. And just reading what their collab details were, it is literally the exact same stuff that that girl was talking to me about. So when I was talking to her, she kept telling me, like, you don't need to tell people what you think about it if you don't want, like, just thank me for sending you the product. And it says, instead of using hashtag ad or hashtag sponsored, simply thank the brand for the gift in your caption, as that is another way to disclose a partnership. So they didn't want it to seem like an ad. They wanted it to seem as though that influencer genuinely was thanking that person for sending them the products. It says not to mention the program or whatever that connected them together because they want the spotlight to be on them. And then basically they just want them to share honest and detailed feedback in the collab survey and to stay authentic to their followers, okay? So a couple of the girls didn't have a chance to get back to me before I started filming this video, but one of the girls said it was through a third-party app. I think it was blah, blah, blah. Let me go through my messages. And she said she checked and it was through Apex Drop, which is the same website that the first girl got targeted through. So back to the first girl, I said, gotcha. She also mentioned making a post to thank her for the product and give her my review. Maybe she was just taking after the company's way of doing it, but wanted to get credit for a customer. Do you mind telling me if it was a paid collab? I don't need to know how much or anything, just whether it was paid or not. It's odd to me that they make their distributors pay them to promote the products, but they are paying influencers to promote their products. She said back, this was not paid. When I reached out about a paid, I did not hear back. Maybe for that exact reason is they only do trades, since sounds like an MLM, which I usually stay away from, but did not know this was an MLM. And I see that so much. Like, I saw an influencer post about It Works a couple weeks ago, and they found her on an influencer app and they pitched it in a way that it was like Dr. Nassif's skincare line, because they have a skincare line that Dr. Nassif like collabed with them on. So this girl didn't even know that it was an MLM, and that's the same situation here too. They're not telling these people that they're an MLM. They're just pitching it in a way that's like, oh, we're just like this company that wants to send you free product and hear what you think about it. The other girl also said that it wasn't paid. She said, wow, this is horrible. Never was I in contact with the company directly, only through the Apex Drop app. I hope that helps. So yeah, either way, like, they're either paying influencers to promote their products while also making their distributors pay money to promote their products in order to get a paycheck, or they're actually scamming these people and signing them up as customers and then just like turning off their shipment when it comes to that time, or they're just offering free product to these influencers, which is still fucking shady considering that their distributors all have to pay for their own product, but neither here nor there. Anyways, it is my opinion that the people behind this company are shady. Their business practices are shady. Their products are shady. Their medical claims are shady. So many shady things about this company. Like, stay away from this. 10 out of 10. It's disgusting. Also, I know that part of their like claim is that they don't even have any lawsuits against them right now, and that so many MLM companies do, which red flag. But okay. So their claim is that, oh, we don't even have any lawsuits against us, but they have only been in business for 5-6 years. Let's see, 2016 to 5 years. So they've been in business for 5 years. That it's a baby company, so there's plenty of time. Hopefully it happens sooner rather than later. Anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this video of me spilling the tea on Amare Global. If you did, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button and turn on the post notification bell if you'd like to be notified every time that I post. Click the join button if you'd like to receive access to some exclusive perks. And if you'd like to follow me on all social media platforms, you can find me at thxxx. That's all I have for you guys today, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!
Moving slower. I don't know what it is you do. I've been looking at you all night, trying to